Hello and welcome to the Frinx Smart Build Engine, or SPE, which is a ready-to-run package for the entire software development process. It provides full integration between several well-established open source solutions for source code management and code review, for continuous integration, code quality assurance, project management, and repository management. With the Smart Build Engine, a development team can get started immediately on the software development process because all these tools are already pre-configured and linked. And because it's scalable to very large projects, this makes it much easier to take a large open source project such as Open Daylight and to fork a new version. Each of the tools within our SPE system is accessible via a web browser, which I'll briefly demonstrate. So I've started the SPE instance via a terminal in my Linux system, and in my web browser I've connected to the localhost. So you can see that from this page we can access each of the tools. So we use Gerrit for source code management and code review, which is very useful for large projects because it gives the software team visibility of what their colleagues are working on and what code updates have been made. Each of these updates can be reviewed by a peer before it becomes part of the project codebase. What's also very handy with Gerrit is that each of the changes over their entire life cycle of code is recorded, and it's easy to compare different versions of the same code segment by laying them side by side. We use Jenkins as part of the continuous integration and development process for testing of code. So all code updates can be verified by an automated build, and this assists with early error detection. We use SonarCube for code quality analysis. So the main point here is to check that all code adheres to conventions for syntax and formatting, and this makes it easier for teams to understand and maintain each other's code. We use Redmine for project management and tracking of issues, and finally we use Nexus as a repository manager. It's a single location where all artifacts, all software binaries can be downloaded or uploaded by a customer. So currently, although I can view Jenkins, I'm not able to view Jenkins and also view, for example, Gerrit. Basically, any of these tools at this stage, I'm not able to sign in with credentials. The reason for this is because our SPE uses LDAP for managing credentials, and we need to import these LDAP credentials into our SPE system. So I can do this via a terminal by running a quick command. So we've imported an LDIF file, and we've got full instructions on our website, frinx.io, on how to do this, and there's also a template. So returning now to Gerrit, I should be able to log in. Yep. So you didn't quite see that there. I'll just log out so you can see it. So I've been able to log in, but currently if I look at projects, I just see the default list items that come with Gerrit. I'll just briefly take you through. You can see that there are various plugins installed. We also have Gitblit, and in Gitblit repositories, I should see the same list. So the next stage in our demo is to actually import a demonstration project. So again, I can do this via a terminal and a couple of commands which I have stored. So we're setting the project name variable and the Git URL, which is the location from where we'll take our demo project. And finally, I've got a command to import the project into the SPE. So now when I go back to get it, and if I refresh the Gitlet page, I can see the Hello World samples repository, and clicking in this, I see a history of all the changes that have been made. Going back to the Gerrit project list, I also see the project listed there. So what we can then do, we'll just have a quick check of Jenkins. And what we can do now, we could do it within Jenkins, but we can also do it within a terminal, is to start a Jenkins build of our project. Excuse me. So within Jenkins, I now see that a build has been started, and this will run through a series of tests. So the next stages, typically within the software development lifecycle, would be that developers working on code can use Git via a terminal to commit changes to the project via the command line, and the full history of these changes is recordable and visible in Gerrit, where code reviews can also take place. Um, these changes can also be viewed within SonarQube, which any any new code committed is automatically assessed in SonarQube, and this would give us details on bug location, code duplication, and a list of compliant and non-compliant sections of code, as well as an overall gauge of quality. So on our Frinx website, we've got full details via the support section. We've got an introduction to the system. We've got a full operations manual and a troubleshooting guide. So feel free to, if you've registered on our website, then you're able to test the SPE with sample configuration parameters. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again soon.